Analyzing Simon in Lord of the Flies, Golding uses a symbol of innocence to represent goodness and purity. Simon originally was a Jack's choir, but instead he joins Ralph, as their way of thinking was smarter and more civilized than Jack's. He is the most mysterious out of all of them, as he barely socializes with the other boys. Simon likes to be by himself, because he built a little hut just for himself in the middle of the jungle. He is described as a skinny, vivid little boy in the story. Vivid little boy means that he is physically weak. He is also very childlike because he does not show enough leadership, as he is weak as a person. Themes of Lord of the Flies: innocence versus experience and maturity. In this, we see how Jack and his hunters are more experienced than their little children, and that's why they take over the island. Although Ralph is also mature and experienced, him and Simon are the only ones in that group who aren't innocent, and so they are easily taken out. People like Piggy are innocent, and that's how he ended up dying. He didn't fight for himself, and he was too innocent to survive. The Beast. They all think that the dead soldier wrapped up in the parachute is some sort of beast or animal hunting them, but Simon, who has gone from a small ignorant kid to a mature and more knowledgeable character, recognized the fact that it was just a person, but he died before he could inform the rest of the children. So in a way, the knowledge dies with Simon. Leader versus follower. Here we see that everything on the island revolves around the word of one person. When Jack decides to do something, all his hunters agree to do it, and they don't have a vote or say in the matter. In Ralph's group, everyone is allowed to say, and although he is the decision maker, he listens. Themes that Simon follow or go under. Follower. Simon from the beginning was a follower. He started off as a follower as Jack and being part of his choir, but when the group split up, he joined Ralph, and he never offered to be leader during the beginning. Civilized. Simon is arguably the most civilized of all the characters. He doesn't enjoy acting primitive like the other children appear to, and he doesn't enjoy or join in on the hunts, where they relentlessly stab animals to death, so he feels it's primitive and he wants to hold on to the last bit of civilization he can. Innocence. Out of all of Jack's choir boys, he's the most innocent. He doesn't want to hunt, and he doesn't want to fight between the two groups. He also wants to sleep by himself and doesn't want to fight the other group because he's innocent and doesn't like violence. Childlike examples. He goes swimming with the children, he likes to have fun. This means that he still has a childish side to him, even though throughout the book we can see how he sticks up for Ralph and his gang, who are meant to be the good guys in the book, whereas more of the childish kids join Jack's tribe as the hunters, so this can relate back to the thesis statement, where the author uses Simon as a symbol of purity and goodness. Simon tries to watch over the fire but does not succeed. We can see that Simon means well, and that he isn't part of the bad group, but that doesn't ignore the fact that he is still physically frail and can't manage the big jobs like watching over the fire. He wants to be rescued. He wants to be rescued for a few reasons, and one being that he actually is scared and wants adult care, which most kids want, but one of the other reasons is that Simon is responsible, and rather than playing games and hunting, he wants to do the smart things and get found before things get worse. Irony in relation to Simon. He proved through his death that there's no more civilization. The beast is within them. All of the boys believe that there is another animal or beast on the island hunting them and killing them, and they are afraid of it. But Simon discovered there is no beast except the other boys, who are going around killing each other and killing all the animals on the island. The truth will never be told. The truth of the beast, being the children and not some physical creature hunting the kids, died with Simon. Once you become a savage, you remain a savage. Before the children got used to the island, they were all innocent and wanted to leave the island. But now Jack and his choir are all hunters and have claimed the island. I want the island to stay theirs. And even when they were rescued, they cried because they wanted to remain these primitive murderous hunters. Simon's timeline. He was a boy playing and enjoying the island. He then believed, like all the other boys, in Rule's civilization and in Ralph. He was mad to have missed the boat rescue. Sides with Ralph and Piggy against hunting and Jack. He's afraid of the beast but decides to search for him. He enjoys his own place on the woods. He encounters the Lord of the Flies. He understands the truth about the beast. He's seen his epileptic illness, an illness showing his physical weakness, and it adds on to his mysterious personality. He is ruled by Jack and the rest of the boys, including Piggy and Ralph, because he is weak. he falls and dies, therefore he does not fall under the theme of survival of the fittest. How Simon is honored. As the readers, we understand that Simon is better off dead than alive, because he was not capable of surviving on the island. Golding does this through prophetic fallacy, describing his honor through the use of imagery. Sculptured marble, to show that the status is honoring him. Phosphorescence, to show that he lights up like an angel, because they are described as beautiful and bright and beautiful. The color white pearl and silver connote beauty and purity. Symbolism in Simon. Simon represents goodness and purity. When the other characters in the novel abandon moral behavior as soon as civilization no longer exists, they are not innately moral but have simply been conditioned to act morally, in the adult world with the threat of punishment for misdeed. Simon is the only child who acts morally, not out of some guilt or shame, but out of his inherent value. His affection for the other boys never wanes, like a saint. In the eyes of William Golding, Simon is a saint as he is described. Simon is a Christ figure, a lover of mankind, a visionary. When the other boys are busy satisfying releasing their nature, restrained by civilization, such as playing in the water, eating the rich ripe fruit, going on hunting, Simon explores the forest, marveling at the beauty and harmony of the natural world and discovering a secret place of his own as his sanctum, where he acknowledges the truth by intuition. When the children on the island have got themselves into a hell of a mess, Simon thought of the beast. There rose before his inward sight the picture of human at once heroic and sick. This embodies his double vision of human being. To Simon, when the goodness of human nature directs the behavior of human, man is heroic, as we have once created so many marvels by our nature. When the evil of human nature overwhelms us, man is sick. Simon has sensed not only the history and reality of human being, but also the philosophy of human nature, while other boys haven't. He is also knowledgeable about the truth, so he cannot survive the island, as he is ill and weak. This also expresses Darwin's theory. Darwin's theory, you may be knowledgeable and smart, but without any strength or power you cannot survive. All that Simon wants to do is that he wants to share his knowledge and what he knows about the beast. Quotes by Simon. We use Piggy's specs. He helped that way. The only person who remains entirely good and untamed by the island is Simon. In chapter 2 he shows his goodness and stands up for Piggy. However, Simon does a very thoughtful thing and reminds them without the glasses there wouldn't be any fire in the first place. Maybe there is a beast. Maybe it's only us. Simon does not believe in the beast, but thinks that the beast is actually coming from inside of the boys, and it is a savage and evil thing inside of them. They'll get back alright. I think so anyway. This is when Simon is trying to comfort Ralph. He is making it clear to Ralph that he will in fact leave this island, but he does not say we, as he knows that he will not be able to survive the island and death will come upon him, to show that he is willing to be sacrificed in order for Ralph to survive and get away from the island. Getting back to the thesis statement, Simon is more a supporter of Ralph and Piggy, because they have the best morals in their group, compared to Jack and his hunters, but he is still not a complete member of the Ralph group, as he is still more civilized and keeps good morals throughout the whole way. We can see this when Ralph and Piggy join the hunters' dance, but he still doesn't, as he keeps these morals and he notices the real threat that the spiritual beast has on them, not in a physical way, but in an emotional way, as he knows that it's going to turn the boys more savage than they already are. In conclusion, Simon symbolizes goodness, purity, and morality, to scenarios like his encounter with the Lord of the Flies and his support for Ralph.
By Seb, Sammy, and Mazen.